We're just getting started here. We're just getting warmed up for our feature presentation. For you know, dun, 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 dun. You know, I know a lot. I know more than what most people think. I know more than what the people think that know I know a lot, but I'm also quite ignorant. I'm actually quite naive. I'm actually a hopeless romantic on more than one level. I'm often thinking about Planet B, the place which I'm from, the reality in which I'm from, the dimension of love which I'm from. And in that dimension, I have memories, perhaps, of brotherly love, the way that men should be, real bros that are actually real believers in equality, not snowflakes. And the snowflakes on the right, there are so many that are so fragile. Once you start talking about racism or something they've never experienced at the level you have, oh my God, you're now disqualified. I thought you were so great with the solar flares. I thought you were so great with the off-grid stuff. I thought you were so great. I thought you were so great. I thought you were so great until what? You show me you're a feminized little boy? You can't handle real talk from a real man? You can't handle the spice? Then get the fuck out. Go fuck your tramp. I don't give a fuck. Keep it to yourself. Now, there's many different ways I can start on this, but the world of men, and you need to understand and remember at the beginning, they came from what? They came from what? They came from what? You got it, kid. Women. And women that are crazy as fuck, that are evil now, mostly. They came from what? They came from what? They came from what? You guessed it. They came from men. Now, the men and women, where do they come from? Little kid wants to know the answers. Where do babies come from? Hey, tell the kid. Tell the kid about the fucking archons and demiurge. Why don't you? No. Take your McDonald's and your tooth fairy and shove it up your fucking ass. Little girl want to ask some questions, bitch. Say where babies come from. You going to tell her about the archons? You can tell her about the archons. See, in this fucking world, a la la land, you have a lot of men that are hallucinating some shit that all the world's problems comes down to women. And so that's why on these broadcasts of these MGTOW videos, you don't hear anti-war messaging. You don't hear them get into human trafficking. You hear often a false narrative about other men getting the ladies, this, that, and the other. But in my shoes, in my experience, that's not what I've seen. Today at the gym, for example, we talked about that in a previous podcast. Saw a woman that was checking me out for a while at the gym or working out around me. Maybe not really checking me out, but aware of me. And I know to stay away from her. Why? Because she's just like the rest. She's a giant worshiper. So he's a giant fucker, you know, and I don't have time for goat fuckers. I don't have time. Okay. That is waiting the evil men and women of this earth. And so the attributes and traits of the evil man, you must learn to identify if you are to survive the evil world of men. Okay. Because a lot of men, they find their way to men when they're broken by women. And so there's gangs that will be forming in the future. There are people fantasizing about ridiculous man-owning cities. That only exists if you're going to bow under the fear of that man-owning city. You know, there's not going to be any real cooperation. There's going to be people playing alpha. And then the foot soldiers who like the alpha, who like to cheer for that guy because that's the type of guy that they are. That's the type of men that they are. Let's start here. Let's start where what pisses me off the most. Many men are feminized that think they're masculine. The number one area is the obsession with guns and the lack of interest with martial arts and the lack of men liking this is it. I see that men want me to be feminized in my audience. That's what I sense. I don't sense a desire for me to be masculine. I don't believe that at all, nor do I get emails complimenting me on getting fit. From a psychic perspective, by the way, did I tell you I'm sensitive? I sense resentment for me trying to get fit. I sense attitude problems. In fact, some videos were actually made attacking me for promoting self-defense, saying that I know nothing and will always know nothing. And why would a woman ever want to have her picture taken? See, these things, even if they're momentarily, these are real statements from real people that really meant what they said. Even if they claim they're sorry, they really did believe those things and do. What is this obsession with men thinking that I have nothing to offer them and their girlfriends? What is this obsession with men looking at me as a short brownie and rolling their eyes every time I say short brownie? What is it with men having an intolerance and acting like bitches? What is it with men losing their masculinity? What is it with men not having high tea and be able to handle rough, tough talk? A lot of men, even if they're bodybuilders or now with big biceps and shit, they're really girly men when it comes to psychologically where their brain is at. This video shouldn't be more than 10 minutes, man. Does it really need to be? What it comes down to is me promoting off-grid living for years and a lot of men that think they're victims actually having high-paying jobs, living in the city, and never knowing what it's like to be as poor as me, and thinking in their mind, well, the dude's really broken. Dude's really inferior. We're really superior to him. Even if we complimented him, men have an inability, beginning with, and how do I learn these things? My father and a man. Okay. Both dishonest as hell. Both corrupt as hell. Both lie to my face as much. Well, at least my dad will be honest about being a douchebag. I look down upon you, son. Why you not have status? Why you not have woman? You're 42. You going to be 41 soon? You're no good. And so, like the women that have like a pro-death fetish, you know, want to get trafficked, want to get kidnapped, want to get raped, you know, that type of shit, want to get abused, right? The men also, they want to be abused too and shit. Oh, yeah, getting in bed with a bad fucking woman is going to be a bad fucking mom. All for you to fucking get your rocks off? What kind of an animal are you? It's a little girl. It's a little boy. So I know from these trio of fucks, a man, my mom, my dad, they're not remorseful in their last years on earth before they enter into fucking hell and shit for the horrible fucking people they drove over. Let me fucking throw litter out the car. I'm throwing litter in your neighborhood. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I'm a fucking demon. It's not cute. Okay, you need to survive the evil world of men because they will take advantage of you as a spiritual man once women get done with you. Then the men will be like there with their, now we're going to do this. And same thing with their websites. And that's what happens with low consciousness souls that end up in right-wing echo chambers because they're not getting laid. I wasn't getting love. I wasn't getting touch. I was affected by Obama. I was laid off during Obama. I've been attacked and probably viewed as white by those black thugs that engage in anti-white attacks. And I have continued. And I always was discussing attacks on whites. This is not a new thing. And I was still attacked by white supremacists because they admired Adolf Hitler. That's why I call them white supremacists or people that are slow. I don't believe that you can, like Hitler, be that world, take the this pill and speak in that code language and not be a fucking Nazi. Now, I still haven't seen people that used to be in a Nazism repent of Nazism. And Nazism is in the news. They just arrested another white supremacy gang. So I'm asking you a question. Do racists get better? Who are those that were racist towards me a couple years ago who will now be my friend and make amends? I'm not going to use the word reparations. Who will make amends and use the words I'm sorry for engaging in horrible actions towards me that caused me to go back into Babylon? I'll wait. No, what people will do is try to engage me in conversation and play nice and act like we're nice now and we're friends now. No, I'm not attacking you, never did attack you, but I'm still angry. I am still yelling. I still have PTSD. And some of you that work in the medical field, it's shocking that you want to act like you know something and you are acting like these motherfuckers over here trying to plant some missiles that PTSD and trauma doesn't even fucking exist and is a myth. It does exist, motherfucker. What don't you understand about trauma? Now, that's when you're dealing with demonic men in the medical community. Let's move on. When they ignore PTSD and whatever excuse they have, they're really babies. I believe that a man should be girth. Arr. You know what I mean? I really should have started as a bodybuilder trainer, but I had bad influences that acted like they were bodybuilder trainers. No, they were bad influences. I said in another video how to be a good mentor. You teach someone how to block real man punches. You don't tease that little boy and act like if they become your bitch for some dirty shit, then maybe you'll teach them the art of self-defense. Then maybe you'll spend extra time with them on the art of self-defense if they'll be your fucking bitch, motherfucker. And that shit's not okay when I become a grown adult and I become conscious enough to see right through that shit. And so a lot of men, they like to hang out only with gangsters and shit, bad people with no values. You get a man alone and he starts speaking spirituality, aliens and shit, he starts getting real weird, real quick, real nervous. It's easy for a man to jack off on the other side of YouTube. Oh, I like you. I've been watching you 10 years. He won't show up when your life's in danger in the last days. You cannot rely on earth men that incarnated with us right now. You can only rely on yourself, so you're a man. You're like, oh my God, I'm a man. What is he saying? You can only rely on yourself, bro. Now, if you want to hang out with a gang of black supremacists and gangs and Crips and Bloods and Antifa and right-wingers, then have at it, bro. Put on the helmet and have at it. That shit doesn't work for me, okay? I'm not a typical man. I'm abnormally gifted. And I know way more about the threats to white people coming than white supremacists. White supremacists are part of the downfall, okay? So these women are chasing bad men that are not fighting human trafficking, okay? They're going overseas and they're in the military, okay? And then they're sitting there trying to sell me into this thing. And these women think that these evil black men that are pro-military are good men. They see the porno. They see all the black dudes lined up with that white girl sucking each dude off. And she begins to believe that he is superior, okay? And so these women are being abused in this community. These women in your community are being abused. These fathers that are letting their little girls go to parties at age 13 where they're being whooped, they need to be sat down and asked some serious questions by me. Why were you not there? Why did you let your little girl go to that party? Why do you permit your little girl to have a cell phone? Yeah, you know what? I bet there's a whole lot of you that are really cheering and happy that I'm not a father. It is what it is, but you need to survive the evil